Are you looking for a gated community with a sense of luxury and great amenities, but not so far out east like we're seeing right now? Well, if that's the case, then the Landings might be a really good fit for you. So today I'm going to share with you 3 things you need to know about the Landings right here in Sarasota, Florida. First of all, let's talk about the location. The Landings is located just west of 41, or Tamiami Trail, or as locals call it, we just refer to it as the Trail. It's in Sarasota, just north of Clark Road, or Stickney Point Road, because the name of that road changes depending on where you're at. And part of it's actually right on Philippi Creek, so that's really nice. This location is so good because if you want to be near the beaches in downtown Sarasota or St. Armand Circle, it's all right there. Nothing's too far out of your reach. And then right outside the gate, there's a little strip mall, and there's a Publix right there, some restaurants and shops. And then if you head east on Clark, it's going to take you straight to I-75. So the location is really, really good. Number 2, the community. The community of the Landings is very refreshing and it offers a lot. First of all, there is a gate there, and just not your regular electronic gate that you see all the time now, but it's actually guarded. There's a guard there 24/7. And something else that I also think is really special about it is when you leave the gate, the Publix plaza is right there to your left, and then there's a light that takes you out onto 41. So it's really safe whether you want to go, left, right, or across the street. Because I'm seeing now some of these communities, they're building a beautiful community. It's off of a busy road, but there's no light there, and it's a little dangerous when you're coming and going. Something else really neat there is because it is on Philippi Creek, there's a kayak launch and there's a place to fish. There's a fitness center, there's tennis courts and pickleball courts, a community pool, lots of walking trails, and lush, mature trees. Something else I do appreciate about these slightly older neighborhoods, unlike the new construction, beautiful winding roads, large trees. It just doesn't feel so cookie cutter. It's very eclectic, but in a really nice way. Now, something you have to know is not all the sections of the Landings includes all the amenities like the fitness and the tennis, but for a fee, you can certainly take advantage of it. And I do believe it's $1,750 for the year. So when it comes to the HOA dues, the homes pay about $165 a month, but the condos and villas are going to be more money. They can be anywhere from around $800 a month to $1,500 a month, but there are no CDD fees, so that's a nice thing. Now, one downside to the Landings is part of the community is in flood zone X, but the rest is in the riskier flood zone AE. So what that means is if you're getting insurance and you are in flood zone AE, you have to have flood insurance. If you're paying cash, it doesn't matter. So that's really important for you to be mindful of that. Well, let me introduce myself. My name is Jill Thomas. I'm a real estate agent here in the Sarasota, Florida area. And each week I bring videos about real estate, about what it's like to live here in the Sarasota area. So if real estate is on your mind and you're thinking Florida, this might be a good channel for you to watch some videos, subscribe to, hit the notification bell. But really, most importantly, I encourage you, if you have questions, please reach out to me. I'm here to help you out. I've been licensed since 2008, all right here in Sarasota. So I can help you navigate those waters so you can make really good decisions for yourself. So down below, I've got a link to my calendar. You can schedule a 30-minute appointment with me, a phone call appointment, or just reach out to me, email me, call, text me. I do want to help you out so you can make the next best decision for you and your family. Number 3, let's talk about the homes. There is definitely a good solid mix of different types and styles of properties in the Landings. There's single family homes, there's a lot of larger estate homes, but then there's also homes that are around 2,500 square feet. They have a section called the tree houses, and these are townhomes. They're surrounded by trees, and it is so beautiful. There's carriage homes, coach homes, villas, and condos in mid-rise buildings. Now, most of these properties were built in the 80s, and it appears that the condos were built more in the 90s. Okay, so let's talk about what does that mean to you if these properties were built in the 80s. All right, first, some of these homes may be in desperate need of updating, and some are really quite lovely. And then also to keep in mind the floor plans maybe aren't as modern as what some people want today. Maybe things aren't as open as what they prefer, but often in the main living area, there's going to be a vaulted ceiling, but in the bedrooms, the ceilings are going to be lower. Really, the most important thing for you to be aware of is any of those items that could be an issue when it comes to homeowners insurance. And I know I mentioned this a lot in my videos. So the big ones, roof, AC, electric, and plumbing, we've got to watch those roofs. Now I know with the homes, a lot of those roofs are tile roofs. I would hope that from the 80s till today, those roofs have been replaced, but we have to be mindful of that because there is a chance you could not get insurance if there was something wrong with that roof, or maybe if a previous owner's done something kind of wonky with the electric or the plumbing. A lot of those things can easily get resolved, but it's really the roof is our biggest concern. So be very mindful of that. Something else I really like about this neighborhood is that a lot of the lots are a great size. Some of them are over half an acre, and then on the small side, maybe around a quarter of an acre. And if you know anything about Sarasota real estate, a quarter of an acre is like, that's a lot of land for us. Now, in terms of pricing, the homes start around $1 million and they go up to around $2.5 million or more. And again, the needs to update, even for $1 million house, could be pretty strong. I've seen some really kind of crazy things in there in the last year. So just because you're spending $1 million doesn't mean that the house is going to be beautiful or perfect or up to your standards. Then the condos, the villas, and the townhomes. The smaller condos, they're going to start around $500,000 and they can go up to about $1 million. And then, like I said before, you've got your condo dues and your HOA dues wrapped in there. Now, when you're hearing these prices, remember, you're just not paying for the property itself, that house, that condo, that townhouse, the tree house. You are paying for the location and the community. And the Landings is very, very desirable, and it's in such a beautiful location, and it does garner a higher price point. So what do you think of the Landings? Are you already familiar with it? Maybe there's something I missed out on that I should have said. If so, please drop that in the comments below so other people can see it. I want to make sure people understand the pros and cons of the community. So, if you like what you see, come through me. Okay, so let's move on to my final segment. One thing I love, one thing I hate about our area. First of all, I love the beaches, of course, but what's really nice about them is that you do not have to pay for parking. I know farther south in Naples or Fort Myers, there are beaches down there where you have to pay for parking. Now you might have to fight for the parking spot, but you don't have to pay for it. So that's a really good thing. Something I really dislike is we have this thing called red tide, and it does hit other parts of the state of Florida. It's not exclusive to the Sarasota area, and I actually recently did a video on it. But in a nutshell, red tide is a toxic algae bloom that's in the water, and what it does is it can kill the sea life, and it does affect the respiratory system of people. Now, people react to red tide differently. I am not quite so sensitive to it. If I'm directly on the beach, it does bother me. But if I'm a mile or two inland, it doesn't bother me at all. I mean, even if I'm half a mile inland, it doesn't bother me. Other people can sense it when they are on the mainland, and so it does bother them. There are websites out there that track it. You can look up to see, okay, is it high in this area right now? But please know there's no rhyme or reason to when it's here. There's no red tide season. Some people say, well, tell me when red tide is so I don't buy my plane tickets for that time. We don't have a red tide season. It's either here or it's not. But I can give you some resources to help you out as you look for that. Well, I appreciate you watching my video today. Like I said, if there's anything I can do for you, reach out to me. Have a great day.